Low migration is a big issue in the flexographic printing industry. New legislation and a lot of difficult printing work, and to see that with the printing there's no migration of substances in food, for example. So here at Mark Andes today, we are addressing this topic with some of their partners. And I'm joined here with Marcus from GEW. Marcus, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, fantastic. So, what are you presenting here on the Mark Andes machines?
Okay, well, we have our UV systems on the machines. We have our conventional E2C as well as LED, both our water-cooled Leo LED and on the new machine, the Aero LED air-cooled system.
Yes. So as I said, for printers, it's very important that they meet the new legislations and on their printing machines. Yeah. Basically, you have the printing machines, but most important is the curing of the flexo printing. Yeah. So we were talking a bit earlier. We have the mercury lamps, you have the LED systems. But what are a bit the novelties that you see in the market that makes life of the printers easier with your systems?
Okay. Well, UV's been around for a long time now. E2C system's been around for 10 years. Yeah. So it's kind of the industry standard now for UV systems with mercury vapor lamps. Yeah. The new technology of LED brings the benefits of the energy savings, but also one of the biggest ones is the process control. You know where you are with the UV output. Now it's a big difference where UV, you've got to change the lamps every 1,000 hours or 1,500 hours. You don't know where you are with the UV. Is it a high UV output, a low UV output? You don't know where you are with the UV. Plus you don't have to change the reflectors. You don't need to do that with an LED. So the energy savings are there, but one of the biggest ones is the process control with an LED system, whether it's in water-cooled or air-cooled.
Yeah. So, as you were saying, like one of the major factors in good quality work, up to standards, because you know the Swiss standards, the NASA standards and stuff. So for food safety and stuff is of huge importance to customers. So basically, the correct curing of the inks basically is of the highest importance. Sure. So let's dive a little bit more into the differences. As you said, you have the mercury lamps, which is the conventional curing of things. But then you also have, like you said, you have one cassette fit all setup, or how do you guys took on that challenge?
Yeah. Well, with the conventional system, we now have an interchangeable cassette. So you could take out a conventional UV art cassette, E2C, and plug in the LED. There's ways of measuring the UV output. You can put these color changing strips through the machines. What we also have now on the E2C is a sensor that can be mounted to the lamp head, which measures the UV output and gives you some data on the touchscreen. So the operator can see what the output is, whether it's an old lamp or a new lamp. You've got some idea on relative UV output of the system.
And that you can only do with the LEDs? Or?
That's with the conventional UV system. You can't do that with an LED system. Yes. Well, you can do it with an LED system, but with the current system you can't do that. But as I said earlier on, you kind of know where you are with an LED system.
Mm-hmm. You know, like a curve that is...
Yeah, it's a consistent, the drop-off is consistent over time. Whereas with an LED system, and I'll do that in my presentation later on, you don't know where you are, whether it's 1,000 hours or a new lamp, you don't know where you are with the UV output. So the importance of knowing what the output is at a given time at a consistent press speed is very, very important for the operator to ensure they're curing correctly. Conventional UV system, what they tend to do, run the lamps at 100% power
all the time. Yeah. Just to make sure that
Just to make sure,
So before because I think they're going to run this machine as well. So basically, maybe as the last question here for you, so your customers or Mark Andes customers in this flexographic space, how do you take on this? Let's say it's not new technology, but for them it might be a new setup with LED. Yeah. How do you see them transforming into this new area?
We've seen that a lot now. Yeah, what we're now supplying.
They're convinced.
A lot of them are. Yeah. Yes, they need to do the homework. They need to talk to the press manufacturer. They need to talk to their ink suppliers. A lot of the ink suppliers now have these inks that can be used for both conventional UV and LED. So that's made it an easier step change to move to LED. And probably one of the biggest things, of course, now is with the air-cooled LED, is just a cassette. So looking at an upgrade, it's a cassette. The system can run both. So if they've got a UV system which is less than 5 years old, they can probably upgrade to LED just by purchasing the cassettes, a software update, and then running LED. But yes, they need to do the homework to make sure from the ink supplier, their applications, they can run LED. But if they can't, you don't have to go 100% LED. You go LED for the stations and the applications where
and then the ROI in the end that probably decides to go LED or not.
Yeah, and the return on investments we're seeing in well under a year now.
Well, I see that the lights go on. Your product is going to be shown here. So let's listen to them what they have to say. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.